So, good afternoon, all of you. In today's class, we shall look into into the topic of control flow statements. Okay. So, in Python programming language, control flow statements are three types: conditional or decision-making statements, loop or iterative statements, and the next one is called jumping statements or jump statements. So, in conditional or decision-making statements, we are having three types: if else, if else. Okay, if else. See, if we know this particular three concept, we will be very much. That means we will come to understand these three keywords. So by the end of this topic called conditional or decision making statements, we are going to learn about three keywords. Those three keywords are if, and the second one is else, else, and the third one is if else, elif. See, this particular spelling is correct only. Don't think this is a wrong spelling. In 33 keywords available in Python, there is a keyword called elif, elif. Okay, and the next one is looping or iterative statements, which come and those loops are of two types: for loop and while loop. The loop which is available in C language called as do while loop is not available in Python programming language because it is exit control loop. Exit control loop is not allowed in Python programming language. That is, do while is not available in Python. Okay, and the next one is jump statement. Jump statement consists of three concepts called break, continue, and pass. In today's class, we shall look into deep over this concept called conditional or decision making statements. That means we need to know what is if, what is if else, what is if, elif, else, how will be the flowcharts for that, how will be the syntax for that, and for every condition and for every statement, we will be going through with three examples. With three examples. Okay, I'll be sharing a PDF to all of you. See, this is control flow. Okay, so what is a control flow? What is a control flow? Decision making is required when we want to execute a code. Decision making is required when we want to execute a code only if a certain code is satisfied. Okay, that means in every program under control flow statements, we need to give one certain condition. One certain condition. If that particular condition is being executed, that means if that particular condition is being satisfied, then only we can get any sort of answer. Then only we can get any
ఒకవేళ
sort of
ప్రైమ్ లో నెట్ఫ్లిక్స్ సినిమాలు చూడాలంటే
Roll number B4.
then only we can get any sort of output. Okay, so in these control flow statements, the first three are if else, and if else statements. Okay, so coming to the first statement called as if. Here the program evaluates the text expression. As you all know, here what does the program does means it checks for the test condition. It checks for the test condition, or it may called as text expression also. Text expression అనొచ్చు, condition అనొచ్చు, ఏదైనా సరే, once the program evaluates the text expression or condition. If that particular condition is true, then it will come into the body and it will execute the statements. That means in if condition, there will be only one condition available, and if that particular condition is satisfied, then it comes to the body and it executes all the statements within that particular body of the if. Okay, then you may ask, sir, what if that particular condition is not being satisfied? In if statement, if we are having only one condition, right? So if the condition is satisfied, it comes into the body and executes the statements. Okay, up to this condition. Okay, suppose if I have given a condition and if the condition is not being satisfied, then what will be the output? We will not get any sort of syntax error, we will not get any sort of exceptions or anything else. Even we are not able to get an output also. In if statement, if the condition is true, it will return the output. If the condition is not true, it does not return any sort of errors, it does not return any sort of exception, or even it does not return any type of output also. But the interpreter will check the entire program. But the interpreter will check the entire program. Once the condition is failed, There is no other condition, right? So the interpreter will be getting out of that program when the condition has been failed. See, the syntax will be like this: if space text expression followed by the statements. See, immediately for every condition in Python programming language, we need to give colon at the end. We need to give colon at the end. This colon indicates, see, immediately after colon, when we are going to press enter button, the interpreter automatically takes the indentation spaces. The interpreter automatically takes the indentation spaces. See, there are 4 white spaces here. This is called as before yes. See, here there are 4 white spaces. That is called as indentation. At the time of programming environment, if, and you need to mention the condition. At the end of the condition, you need to mention as colon. Immediately after the colon, when you are going to press enter button, the interpreter automatically considers the indentation. You guys particularly no need to provide any sort of spaces. Any sort of spaces. Okay. Now look into the flowchart. Look into the flowchart. See the flowchart. First, the interpreter checks for the text expression. First, the interpreter checks for the text expression. See this particular text expression and body of the if. These two are in different symbols. These two are in different symbols. So you need to make sure that when you are going to express any sort of condition by using flowchart, you need to use this symbol only. And at the time of body, you need to use rectangle symbol only. Okay. See here the text expression is being considered. Here the text expression is being considered. If the text expression is true, then it goes to the body. In if case, if the text expression is true, then it goes to the body of the if. Suppose in before 2 minutes back, I told that if the text expression is false, then we will be not getting any sort of output. Then it goes to out of the program. It does not go into the body of the if. It directly goes to the out of the program. This is the simple flowchart of if. This is the simple flowchart of if statement. Okay. Now we shall perform 3 examples on this. We shall perform 3 examples of this. What are the 3 examples means? One, I need to check for positive number, I need to check for negative number, and I need to check for even number or odd number. Okay, first we shall have a look of 2 examples for each statement. First one is I want to check whether the number is positive number. I want to check whether the number is positive number. So I am going to a programming environment IDLE, where I have mentioned the name of the file as statements.py. I have mentioned the name of the file as statements.py. So here, first I am giving comment program 1. Program 1. Okay. If statement. See program 1 on if statement. Now our aim is to perform if condition on a positive number. Now my aim is to perform if condition, if statement for a positive number. So I am considering a is equal to something like 18. A is equal to something like 18. Okay. Now I am going to perform if condition. If parenthesis open, A is greater than 0. If A is greater than 0, I have closed the parenthesis and I am ending this particular statement with the colon. And I am ending this particular statement with colon. So A is a variable. And I have assigned a value as 18. Suppose when it came to the if condition, if the value of A is 18 greater than 0, 18 greater than 0. See, 0 will be in the middle. Right side of 0 all will be positive numbers and left side of 0 all will be negative numbers. Any number which is less than 0 are called negative. Any number which is greater than 0 are called positive numbers. So I mentioned colon and I pressed enter button. See, when I press the enter button, the interpreter automatically takes the indentation spaces. See, check it now. See, I just entered the enter button. The system automatically taking the indentation spaces. Okay, now I'm going to ask the interpreter to print. Suppose if the variable which I have taken consists of greater than 0, then I am asking the system to print that variable which is called A, comma, within double quotations, within double quotations is a positive number, is a positive number. Clear? Now go to file, save this file. Go to file, save this file. Just it took three lines of statements. I have taken a variable and assigned a value to it, and I have performed if condition. If this if condition is being satisfied, then it comes into the body and prints the statement. Here, A in the sense, in the output we'll be getting the value as 18. Okay, we shall check in the output. Go to file, save the program, run F5, run F5. Now we will be going to the ideal report. See, 18 is a positive number. 18 is a positive number. What has happened internally is the condition which you have given has been satisfied, and the interpreter has entered into the body, and that body and the statements in the body are being executed. Now let us check whether if my condition is not satisfied. If the condition which is given by me is not satisfied, that means I am telling the system like this. I am telling the system like this. Less than 0, less than 0. Go to file and save the program. See, I have changed only in one place. Instead of greater than 0, I have kept less than 0. Instead of greater than 0, I have kept less than 0. There will be no syntax error or there will be no exceptions available. But in this particular condition, there will be no output available. Why? Because the interpreter checks for the condition. The value of A is 18 and 18 is less than 0. Is 18 less than 0? No, right? Since the condition has been failed, it does not enter into the body of the program. It does not enter into the body of the program. So when we are asking the interpreter to execute the program, it does not give any sort of output for us. It does not give any sort of output for us. See, we did not get any sort of output here. We did not get any sort of output here. Even though our condition, even though the syntax is clear and the program is very clear, but since the condition has been failed, it is there is no proper statement which is going to get in the output. So there is no output in the program. Now let us check whether a given number is even or not. Now let us check whether a given number is even or not. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to place the entire thing in comment lines. I'm going to place the entire thing in comment lines. Okay, multiple comment lines. Single comment line in the sense you need to mention with hash symbol. Multiple comment line in the sense by using this double quotation, triple quotations. Okay. Now my program is to check whether a given number is even. Whether a given number is even. Now again take an example like A is equal to 36. A is equal to 36. What will be the condition for even? What will be the condition for even? A, the variable which you have taken, modular division 2 equal to 0. That means the variable which we have taken is A. The variable consists of 36. If 36 modular division 2, modular division in this sense we are going to get the reminder value. So once 36 modular division 2, after the performance of this arithmetic operation, if we are going to get the value as 0, then 0 equal to 0. If this condition is satisfied, then I am asking the interpreter to print like this: A within double quotation is even number. A is even number. So go to file, save the program. Go to file, save the program. Suppose we shall check out the output. Go to run module or F5. I will share the output screen for you now. See, 36 is even number. 36 is even number. Here clearly you can check. Here we have got something answer, and here also we got answer. But in the middle one we did not get any sort of answer. Why? Because the condition has been failed in that particular case. In that particular case, the interpreter has executed the program, but there is no proper available output there in the program. Okay. Now go to the program page. Now go to the program page again. See, if I give something like 37 and save the program, now what will be our output? Is there any syntax error available here? There is no syntax error available. Will we get any sort of output? No, we will not get any sort of output. Why? Because this 37 will be carried to this if statement. 37 modular division 2 is not equal to 0, right? Definitely we are going to get remainder value as 1. Remainder value as 1. So 1 equal to 0. The condition is false. So it will not enter into the body and it will not execute this particular statement. Okay. This is second example. This is second example. Okay. Hope everyone are clear with if condition now. Hope everyone are clear with this if condition now. Now we shall go to if else condition. We shall go to if else condition. See, once look into the flowchart again. Just just we need to give text expression. If the text expression is true, it goes to the body of if. If it is false, just it comes out of the program. It comes out of the program. Here everyone need to mention this true one, this true, this false. Here somebody will be writing like body. Body in the sense what type of body? So definitely we need to write body of if. Okay. Next control statement is if else. If else. In this particular statement, if else. Okay. There will be two chances, either positive or negative, either even or odd. Either even or odd. See, in if condition there is only one condition. If the particular condition is satisfied, it enters into the body. If the particular condition is not satisfied, it is not going to enter the body. So that is the disadvantage of that particular if condition. In order to overtake the disadvantage, we are going to the concept called as if else condition. If else condition. In this process also, first it checks to the text expression. First, it checks for the text expression. If the text expression is true, the body of if will be executed. If the text expression is true, the body of if will be getting executed. Suppose if the text condition is false, then the body of else will be getting executed. You see, for if condition, we are going to use one indentation, and for else condition also, we are going to use another indentations. Okay. Now, the syntax will be like this. If, in this particular if, we are going to give text expression and body of if. See this space before B, this is called as indentation. Next, else. For else, everyone need to remember that we no need to give any special condition. Adi kaakapote idi. If condition satisfy అవ్వలేదు అంటే ఆటోమేటిక్ గా ఎల్స్ లోకి వచ్చేస్తుంది. ఎల్స్ లో మళ్ళీ మనం సెపరేట్ గా కండిషన్ రాయాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు. Okay, so please make sure just we need to mention the keyword else and end with colon. Immediately after pressing the enter button, the body will be in indentation part. See, coming to the flowchart. See, in the previous if flowchart, the flowchart will be same like this. Text expression. If true, we are going to body of if. If true, we are going to body of if. If suppose the text expression is false. Suppose our text expression is false, then it goes to the body of the else. In if condition, there is no chance for there is no statement called body of else. So immediately it will be coming out of the program. But in if else statement, once it checks for the text expression, if the text expression is true, it enters into the body of the if. If the text expression is false, then it enters into the body of else. Text expression true aithe ante manam teeskunna condition true aithe body of if loki veltadi. Suppose manam teeskunna condition kanuka false aithe body of else loki veltadi. That is the difference between if and if else. Okay, now we shall look into the program. So this is the previous programs which we have done. Now what I am going to do is I will be removing comment lines for the first program. Okay. Oh, please don't consider this part. We shall. Okay, I shall remove it from this. Okay. Now everyone are clear with this. Okay. Now see, already we have known if condition. Now what I am asking the interpreter is, I want to use else also. I want to use ELSE. One thing, see, immediately after pressing enter button, it goes to indentation. Why? Because the interpreter is going to think that the user is going to give some other statements. The interpreter is thinking that the user is going to do some other statements. Now, as of now, we are not having any statements. If the condition is true, we are going to print that particular statement. Okay, that now we are going to press the backspace button. Okay, indentation back రావాలి అంటే backspace button press చేయగానే automatically it comes back to the out of indentation. So now I am going to perform else condition. Else colon. Else colon. See, for else I did not mention any sort of condition. If అయితే a less than 0 no, a greater than 0 no ఏదో పెట్టాను. But for else I did not mention any sort of condition. No problem if you did not mention any sort of condition also. Definitely if you are going to mention any sort of condition there, then we are going to get an syntax error. Then we are going to get an syntax error. Okay, see, if the condition is satisfied, we are going to ask print a is a positive number. Suppose if my condition is false, then I am going to ask the system, to print it as negative number. Negative number. Go to file, save the file. ఇందాక if కండిషన్ లో చూడండి, మనం తీసుకున్న వేరియబుల్ కనుక కంపల్సరీగా కండిషన్ సాటిస్ఫై అయితేనే అవుట్పుట్ వచ్చేది. ఇప్పుడు అలా కాదు, ఈ కండిషన్ సాటిస్ఫై అయితే ఈ బాడీలో ఉన్న స్టేట్మెంట్ వస్తుంది. ఈ కండిషన్ సాటిస్ఫై అవ్వకపోయినా ఇప్పుడు అవుట్పుట్ రావాలి. ఎందుకు అంటే ఎల్స్ పార్ట్ లో ఏదైతే ఉందో అది ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అవుతుంది. If this particular condition is satisfied, the body of if will be getting executed. Suppose if this condition is not satisfied, the body of else will be getting executed. That is the difference. Okay, that is the difference. Now go to file, save the file and run the program, run module, or you can either press F5 button directly also. So the output page will be like this. See, 18 is a negative number. 18 is a negative number. Why 18 is a negative number? When we are it is greater than 0, right? It is greater than 0. Suppose if I give minus 18, sorry, the condition which I have given is wrong. 1 second, I will go into the program statements. Greater than or equal to 0. To stop share the screen statements. This particular condition a greater than or equal to 0. This is our condition. If a greater than or equal to 0, it will be positive number. Else it will be a negative number. Okay. Suppose now I want to write a program called even number or odd number. Now I want to write a program called even number or odd number. How can we perform? How can we perform if you want to write a program for even number or odd number? Any one of you? Any one of you can be?
Modular division 2 equal to 0.
Yes. Simply for the previous program, what we need to do is we need to add one else condition. For the previous program, we need to add one else condition like this. See, I have taken a variable called num. I have taken a variable called num. And I assigned a value called 9. If this particular variable num, that means 9 modular division 2 is not equal to 0, right? Then it does not enter into the body. Of if. Simply it enters into the body of else condition, and it will be asking to print whether it is even number or odd number. Go to save, go to run, and run module. We shall check the output in IDLE form. See, it's an odd number. Why? Because the remainder value will not be getting as 0. Since the remainder value, that means the test condition is going to fail in that particular case. If the test condition is going to fail, automatically the interpreter will be performing the else condition. Okay. Now we shall go to the new topic. this is the new topic now. What is if else? What is if else? Okay, ఇప్పటిదాకా మనం ఏం చేసాం? ఫస్ట్ ఇఫ్ కండిషన్ అన్నాం. ఆ కండిషన్ ట్రూ అయితే బాడీలోకి వెళ్తుంది, ఆ స్టేట్మెంట్ పెర్ఫార్మ్ అవుతుంది. ఆ కండిషన్ ఫాల్స్ అయితే అవుట్పుట్ ఏమీ రావట్లేదు అని చెప్తున్నాం. ఓకే, ఇఫ్ కండిషన్ అది. ఇఫ్ ఎల్స్ ఏం చెప్తున్నాం? సపోజ్ కండిషన్ ట్రూ అయితే, సపోజ్ ఇఫ్ అవర్ కండిషన్ ఈస్ ట్రూ, then it enters into the body of if. If not, it enters into the body of else. Now the third concept is if else statements. One important point to be remembered is oka if ki oka else ki madhyalo any elif conditions aina raskovachu. N number of elif conditions are being allowed in between an if and else. If ki else ki madhyalo n number of elif conditions perform chesukovachu. Okay, that in this particular syntax there is if, text expression and body of if. Next elif, text expression, body of elif. Next else and body of elif. For see, already I told you, for else condition we no need to give any sort of conditions. అది కాకపోతే ఇది అన్నప్పుడు ఇంక మనం కండిషన్ ఇవ్వాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు కాబట్టి definitely we no need to give any condition for else. Even if the user is going to give any type of condition in else, the syntax will not allow you to perform the program. Definitely it raises an syntactical error. Okay, next ఇప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది? suppose our program execution will be like this. First it checks for the text expression. If this text expression is okay, that means it is if the text condition is satisfied, then it goes to the body of if. If the text expression is satisfied, then it goes to the body of if. Suppose if the text expression is not satisfied, then it goes to the elif. And then checks the text expression again. If condition lo kanaka text expression fail aithe, automatically elif loki vachesi elif lo ఉన్న text expression ni perform చేసుకుంటుంది. Suppose if the condition in elif is satisfied, then it executes the body of elif. Suppose here the text expression has been failed, and here also the text expression has been failed. అంటే if లో text expression fail అయిపోయింది, elif లో కూడా fail అయిపోయింది. సో if elif రెండు fail అయిపోతే ఏం చెప్తాం? Automatically it goes to the else part. అంటే for example, suppose ఏదైనా ఒక నెంబర్ ఇచ్చినప్పుడు అది ఈవెన్ నెంబర్ అవ్వచ్చు, పాజిటివ్ నెంబర్ అవ్వచ్చు, లేదా జీరో నెంబర్ అయినా అవ్వచ్చు. సపోజ్ జీరో, అది ఈవెన్ పాజిటివ్, సారీ ఈవెన్ నెంబర్ ఆడ్ నెంబర్, let us consider zero, either it is positive or negative. So అలాంటి 3 conditions ఉన్న situations లో then this concept called if elif else will be useful. Not only 3 statements, as I said, we can have multiple elif blocks. See in the last point, we can have multiple elif blocks. oka if ki oka else ki madhyalo we can have n number of elif blocks. Okay, now go to the flowchart. See, first text expression of if. If this text expression is satisfied, it goes to the body. If it is not satisfied, then it goes to the text expression of elif. ఇందాక ఏమైంది? if text expression, if అనే text expression కనుక ఫెయిల్ అయితే ఆటోమేటికల్లీ బాడీ ఆఫ్ ఎల్స్ లోకి వచ్చేసింది. సో ఇప్పుడు చూడండి, ఇప్పుడు బాడీ ఆఫ్ ఇఫ్ కి బాడీ ఆఫ్ ఎల్స్ కి మధ్యలో ఏముంది అంటే elif. So the interpreter first checks the expression of if. If it is true, it enters into the body of if. If the text expression is false, then it enters into the text expression of elif. If this expression is true, then it enters into the body of elif. Suppose if the text expression of elif is also false, then it enters into the body of else. If check చేసుకుంటుంది, కండిషన్ ట్రూ అయితే ఆ బాడీలోకి వెళ్ళిపోతుంది, ప్రోగ్రామ్ అయిపోతుంది. సపోజ్ if text expression ఫెయిల్ అయిపోతే elif చూసుకుంటుంది. elif లో ఉన్న కండిషన్ ట్రూ అయింది అనుకోండి, బాడీ ఆఫ్ elif లోకి వస్తుంది. elif కూడా ఫాల్స్ అయిపోయింది అనుకోండి, అప్పుడు ఎల్స్ లోకి వచ్చి ఇంక కండిషన్ చెక్ చేసుకోవడం ఏం లేదు, బాడీలోకి వెళ్ళి బాడీలో ఉన్న స్టేట్మెంట్స్ ని పెర్ఫార్మ్ చేసేస్తుంది. ఓకే, నౌ we shall see an example. Go to the programming environment. which is named as statements.py, and this will be our program. I have taken two variables. Go to file, save the file. I have taken two variables where a comma b is equal to 6 comma 9. Where a comma b is equal to 6 comma 9. See, the condition of if is like if a is less than b, a is less than b, then we are going to get the output like a is less than b. Suppose if a is equal to b, then we'll be getting the output like a is equal to b. Suppose a less than b కాకుండా a equal to b కూడా కాకుండా ఈ రెండు కండిషన్స్ ఫెయిల్ అయితే automatically the option is a greater than b. See here, for else I did not give condition like a greater than b. I did not give any sort of condition like a greater than b. రెండు నెంబర్స్ మధ్యన కంపేర్ చేస్తున్నప్పుడు అయితే గ్రేటర్ అవ్వాలి, లేదా ఈక్వల్ టు అవ్వాలి, లేదా లెస్ దెన్ అవ్వాలి. ఈ కాకుండా ఇంకా మీరు ఏదైనా స్టేట్మెంట్స్ పెట్టుకోవాలంటే యూ కెన్ యూజ్ ఎన్ నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ ఎలిఫ్ స్టేట్మెంట్స్. సపోజ్ ఇఫ్ యు ఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు యూజ్ లెస్ దెన్ ఆర్ ఈక్వల్ టు ఆర్ గ్రేటర్ దాన్ ఆర్ ఈక్వల్ టు ఐదర్ నాట్ ఈక్వల్ టు, ఇలా ఎన్ నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ కండిషన్స్ సాటిస్ఫై చేయాలంటే ఏంటి, ఎలిఫ్ కండిషన్స్ యూజ్ చేసుకోవాలి అక్కడ, ఎలిఫ్ కండిషన్స్. So first now we shall have it to look of this example. So a comma b is equal to 6 comma 9. The value of a is 6 and the value of b is 9. So the condition is if the value of a is 6, right? 6 is less than b. 6 less than 9. So the condition is satisfied here itself, right? So the output will be this one. A is less than b. A is less than b. Suppose I have given like B4, please pause your video. Roll number B4. B4, please pause your video. Suppose I have given the statements like this. A comma b is equal to 18 comma 9. 18 comma 9. Now we shall check. The value of a is 18 and the value of b is 9. Now condition will be like if 18 less than 9. Is 18 less than 9? No. That means this condition has been failed. It will not enter into the body of this one. Since this condition has been failed, the interpreter does not enter into the body of if. Okay. Then what it will do? It will check into the elif condition. Elif condition. The value of a is 18 and the value of b is 9. Is 18 equal to 9? No. Is 18 equal to 9? No. So the body of elif is will also be not executed. See, already I told you, if part is not executed and elif part is not executed, automatically the interpreter goes into the body of else and the output will be like this. A is greater than b. Now we shall check the output. Go to file, save. Now I am hoping my output will be this one. I am hoping my output will be a is greater than b. We shall check now. Go to run module. Run module. So go to IDLE prompt and check the output. See, a is greater than b. A is greater than b. Okay. Now I will change the program like this. So the value of a. A equal to b equal to 18. A equal to b equal to 18. So what condition will be going to execute now? నేను తీసుకున్న స్టేట్మెంట్ ఎలా ఉంది, a equal to b equal to 18 అన్న. So the value of a is 18 and the value of b is also 18. I have taken two variables but I have assigned a single value, a equal to b, b equal to 18. So the value of a is 18 and the value of b is 18. So what condition is going to be executed? If condition execute avutada, elif execute avutada, else execute avutada. Any one of you before respond to the question. What condition will be getting executed? If condition, elif condition, else condition. Roll number B4. Anyone else in the class? If condition execute avutada, elif execute avutada, else execute avutada.
Else condition, sir.
Else condition. This one. Still any more answers?
Error and
Yes,
exit.
sir.
Sorry. ఒకటి చెప్పండి.
ఎర్రర్
elif
అనే
condition
ఎగ్జిక్యూట్
execute.
I'm hearing.
elif sir, elif execute అవుతుంది.
Okay, who said elif? Roll number 15. Okay. Remaining answers. Roll number 15, I said elif condition will be getting executed. Okay. Remaining
elif sir,
elif. Okay. Now we shall check out elif. Why elif? Why elif? Because the interpreter first checks the if condition. The interpreter first checks the if condition. 18 less than 18. Is 18 less than 18? No, right? So it will not enter into the body of elif. The interpreter will not enter into the body of elif. Next, if it will not enter into the body of if. Next, now the if condition has been failed, right? So now the interpreter will be entering into the body of elif and it checks the condition. The condition here is 18 equal to b. 18 equal to b. The value of a is 18 and the value of b is also 18. Now both 18 equal to 18. So the output will be like this. A is equal to b. A is equal to b. And one more thing to be remembered is after this particular condition has been executed, అంటే elif condition అనేది satisfy అయిపోయి ఈ స్టేట్మెంట్ ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత interpreter will not go into the else block. Interpreter will not go into the else block. Suppose if condition కనుక satisfy అయిపోయి body execute అయిపోతే then interpreter will not check into the elif and else conditions. Okay, that is also the point to be remembered. So now I am changing the program like this. A equal to b. Go to file, save the program. See, simply in the previously I have kept like a equal to b. Now I am telling that a equal to b. I have taken one equal to there. Now answer, what will be our output? Does the system give a syntax error or it will give any output or అసలు అవుట్పుట్ ఇవ్వదా? ఇప్పుడు ప్రోగ్రామ్ ఇలా ఉంటే నేను షేర్ చేసే స్క్రీన్ లో లాగా ప్రోగ్రామ్ ఉంటే my doubt is whether the interpreter will give any syntax error or will it give any output or it does not give any output. Any one of you. Even
syntax
if you
error, sir.
syntax error. One person said syntax error. Any one of you?
It doesn't give any output, sir.
40 is saying that it does not give any output. One more answer, please. One more answer. One said
It gives
that there will
output.
be output, and one said there will be syntax error. 40 said there will be no output, and the third answer is
There will be outputs.
no output. Okay. Now go to file, save the program, run the module. See, is my screen available to you now? It's showing like invalid syntax. Roll number 40. Roll number 40. Invalid syntax and
Yes,
state
sir.
error కనిపిస్తుందా syntax error screen లో?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay. Why? Because here we have given only single equal to. That is why it's showing as invalid syntax. Okay. Next. You may ask that, sir, you already told that in between if and else, I can use any number of elif statements. Any number of elif statements. ఇందాక చెప్పే కదా ఒక ఇఫ్ కి ఒక ఎల్స్ కి మధ్యన ఎన్ని ఎలిఫ్ స్టేట్మెంట్స్ అయినా యూజ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు అని చెప్తున్నాం, అవునా? అది ఎలా చేయాలనేది చూద్దాం. అది ఎలా చేసుకోవాలనేది చూద్దాం. ఓకేనా? నౌ ఐఎమ్ గోయింగ్ టు షేర్ ది స్క్రీన్ like statements.py. Now check into this program. Grading a student. Now my program is about grading a student. See, in the first statement, if you all look into clearly this particular program, I have increased the complexity of the program. I have increased the complexity of the program. Why? Because ఇంత స్టేట్మెంట్ బదులు నేను జస్ట్ ఇదంతా తీసేసి 90 అని పెట్టుకున్నాను అనుకోండి, అసలు అయిపోద్దా కదా? టోటల్ అనే వేరియబుల్ కి 90 అనే వాల్యూ ఎస్ఎన్ అయిపోతుందా? సేమ్ ఎస్ఎన్ అయిపోతుందా? బట్ ఐ వాంట్ టు ఇంప్రూవ్ ది కాంప్లెక్సిటీ ఆఫ్ ది ప్రోగ్రామ్. సో నేను ఇలా ఇస్తున్నా. ఎందుకు ఇలా ఇస్తున్నాను అంటే, సో గో టు ఫైల్, సేవ్ ది ప్రోగ్రామ్ ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్. నౌ దిస్ the value of total will be given at the time of running the program. at the type of running the program. ప్రీవియస్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ ఏం చేస్తాం, సింపుల్ గా ఏదో ఒక వేరియబుల్ తీసేసుకొని ఈక్వల్ టు అనే అసైన్మెంట్ ఆపరేటర్ యూస్ చేసుకొని ఆ వేరియబుల్ కి వాల్యూ ఎంత కావాలో దాన్ని అసైన్ చేసేసుకున్నాం. బట్ ఇన్ ఆర్డర్ టు ఇంక్రీజ్ ది కాంప్లెక్సిటీ ఆఫ్ ది ప్రోగ్రామ్, వాట్ ఐ హావ్ డన్ ఈస్ హియర్ లుక్ ఇన్ టు దిస్ పర్టికులర్ స్టేట్మెంట్. ఇన్పుట్ అంటే ఏంటి? Already we have discussed about input and output statements. In C language also we have learned like printf, scanf. In C++ also we have learned like cin and cout. So input is a function which is going to read the value given by the user. ఒక యూజర్ ఏ వాల్యూ అయితే ఇస్తాడో దాన్ని రీడ్ చేసుకొని it will be assigned to the variable called total. This is the prompt message. అంటే immediately if I press the F5 button, అంటే ఎప్పుడైతే నేను ప్రోగ్రామ్ ని కంపైల్ చేశానో నాకు వచ్చే ప్రాంప్ట్ ఏంటి అంటే ఎంటర్ టోటల్ మార్క్స్ అని వస్తుంది. ఎంటర్ టోటల్ మార్క్స్. ఓకే, then the user need to give some value. And that particular value given by the user will be assigned to the variable called total. Now my doubt is సార్ మీరు ఇన్పుట్ అనేది యూజర్ ఇస్తాడు, ఇది ప్రాంప్ట్ మెసేజ్ వస్తుంది, ఇన్పుట్ ఇస్తాడు, అది రీడ్ చేసుకొని టోటల్ కి అసైన్ చేస్తుంది, అంతా బాగానే ఉంటుంది. దెన్ వాట్ ఈస్ ద పర్పస్ ఆఫ్ ఇంట్? మరి అక్కడ ఇంట్ ఎందుకు? టోటల్ అన్నప్పుడు ఏదో ఒక వాల్యూ వస్తుంది కదా, ఏ వాల్యూ ఇస్తే సిస్టమ్ ఆ వాల్యూ తీసుకోవాలి కదా. దెన్ వాట్ ఈస్ ద పర్పస్ ఆఫ్ ఇంట్? దట్ మీన్స్ I am telling the interpreter, user ఎటువంటి వాల్యూ ఇచ్చినా సరే consider that particular value as int. Already I have mentioned in type conversions table లో int అని ఒక మెథడ్ ఉంటుంది అని చెప్పాను. The output which is given by the user will be converted into the integer data type. User ఎటువంటి వాల్యూ ఇచ్చినా సరే that particular value will be converted into integer data type. Now see, after compiling the program, we will be getting this prompt message. Enter total marks. User ఏదో ఒక వాల్యూ ఇస్తాడు. User will be giving some sort of value. That particular value will be read by the system by using input function. User ఏ వాల్యూ అయితే ఇస్తాడో ఆ వాల్యూ ఇంటర్ప్రిటర్ రీడ్ చేసుకుని తర్వాత ఏం చేస్తుంది, ఇంటీజర్ లోకి కన్వర్ట్ చేసుకొని and that particular value will be assigned to the total. Clear? ఈ స్టేట్మెంట్ అందరికీ అర్థమైంది అనుకుంటున్నాను. ఇంత బదులు మీరు ఏం చేయొచ్చు అంటే సింపుల్ గా టోటల్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు, సపోజ్ ఏదైనా మీకు మార్క్ కావాలనుకుంటే 81 ఎలా ఇచ్చేసినా చాలు. ఆ 81 అనేది మనం రన్ టైమ్ లో ఇవ్వటానికి ఇన్పుట్ ఫంక్షన్ యూజ్ చేసి ఇంత ప్రొసీజర్ మాట్లాడుతున్నాం. ఓకే, సో ఇంట్ అంటే ఏంటి? ఇంటర్ప్రిటర్ రీడ్ చేసిన ఇన్పుట్ ని ఇంటీజర్ లోకి కన్వర్ట్ చేసి అప్పుడు టోటల్ అనే వేరియబుల్ లోకి అసైన్ చేస్తుంది. క్లియర్? ఓకే, now we shall check out. See my if condition is if total is greater than or equal to 0. మనం తీసుకున్న టోటల్ కనుక గ్రేటర్ దాన్ ఆర్ ఈక్వల్ టు 0 అయితే ఏం చెప్తున్నాం? ప్రింట్ ఏ గ్రేడ్ అంటున్నాం. సపోజ్ elif condition, if total is greater than or equal to 60, then we are going to print the statement like print B grade. Okay, మన టోటల్ కనుక గ్రేటర్ దాన్ 70 ఉంటే A grade, greater than or equal to 70. elif statement ఏం చెప్తున్నాం? టోటల్ is greater than or equal to 60 అయితే B grade. నెక్స్ట్ మల్టిపుల్ elif స్టేట్మెంట్ అన్నా కదా, మళ్ళీ elif if total is greater than or equal to 50 అయితే then print C grade. Next elif total greater than or equal to 40 అయితే then print D grade. అసలు ఇవేమీ కాకపోతే ప్రింట్ ఫెయిల్. ఓకేనా? సపోజ్ నేను టోటల్ అనే వాల్యూ ఇన్పుట్ తీసుకున్నప్పుడు 63 అని ఇచ్చాను అనుకోండి. సపోజ్ నేను టోటల్ అనే వాల్యూ ఇంక్రిమెంట్ తీసుకున్నప్పుడు వాల్యూ 60 అని ఇచ్చాను. ఇంకా దీన్ని కాంప్లెక్సిటీ పెంచుకోవాలనుకుంటే ఇఫ్ కండిషన్ లో ఎండ్ కండిషన్ కూడా వాడచ్చు మనం. ఇఫ్ కండిషన్స్ లో ఎండ్ అనే కండిషన్ కూడా వాడొచ్చు. ఓకే, డోంట్ గో ఇంటూ దట్ మచ్ పర్టికులర్ డెప్త్, బట్ ఇన్ టుడేస్ క్లాస్ we shall understand what will be the usage of if else and if elif else. if ఎలా ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అవుతుంది, if else ఎలా ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అవుతుంది, if elif else ఎలా ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అవుతుంది అనేది ఇవాళ క్లాస్ లో అర్థం చేసుకున్నాం. ఇంకా దీనికి ఎండ్ కండిషన్ పెట్టొచ్చు, ఆర్ కండిషన్ పెట్టొచ్చు. we can perform several operations. Okay, now I am going to run this particular program. Go to run module, go to run module. See, I'll be sharing the IDLE screen like this. See, it has given an option like enter total marks. Enter total marks. నేను ప్రోగ్రామ్ లో టోటల్ అనే వేరియబుల్ కి వాల్యూ అసైన్ చేయలేదు కాబట్టి ఇన్పుట్ అనే ఫంక్షన్ ఏం చేసింది, నాకు ప్రాంప్ట్ ఇచ్చింది ఎంటర్ టోటల్ మార్క్స్. టోటల్ మార్క్స్ ఎంతో ఎంటర్ చెయ్యి అని మనకి ప్రాంప్ట్ ఇచ్చింది. సో ఎంటర్ టోటల్ మార్క్స్ అన్నప్పుడు నేను ఏం చేస్తాను, 90 అంట, 90. ఓకే, ఆఫ్టర్ ప్రెసింగ్ ఎంటర్ బటన్ ఇట్ గోస్ టు ఏ గ్రేడ్, ఇట్ గోస్ టు ఏ గ్రేడ్. అసలు ఏ గ్రేడ్ లోకి ఎలా వెళ్ళింది, ప్రోగ్రామ్ ఎగ్జిక్యూషన్ చెక్ చేసుకుంది. అసలు ఏ గ్రేడ్ లోకి how did we get the output as A grade? See, for this particular statement I have given a runtime input called 90. So total అనే వేరియబుల్ కి వాల్యూ ఏం అసైన్ అవుతుంది అంటే 90 అనే వాల్యూ అసైన్ అవుతుంది. Now it goes to the if condition. If total అంటే వాల్యూ ఎంత, 90 greater than or equal to 70, 90 greater than or equal to 70. So 90 greater than or equal to 70, the condition true. కండిషన్ ట్రూ అయింది కాబట్టి ఏం ప్రింట్ అవుతుంది, ఏ గ్రేడ్ అనేది ప్రింట్ అవుతుంది. ద కండిషన్ ట్రూ కాబట్టి ఏ గ్రేడ్ అనేది ప్రింట్ అవుతుంది. సపోజ్ నేను టోటల్ దగ్గర 65 ఇచ్చాను, సపోజ్ టోటల్ దగ్గర 65 ఇచ్చాను, దెన్ ఏ కండిషన్ స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది, ఎనీ వన్ ఆఫ్ యూ, ఇఫ్ ఎలిఫ్ 1 ఎలిఫ్ 2 ఎలిఫ్ 3 ఎల్సా. మనకి ఇప్పుడు 5 కండిషన్స్ ఉన్నాయి. టోటల్ అనే వేరియబుల్ కి నేను ఇచ్చిన వాల్యూ 65. ద వాల్యూ అసైన్డ్ టు ఏ వేరియబుల్, let's take this particular statement and directly I will be giving the value like total is equal to 65. Total is equal to 65. Now 5 conditions are available. If elif 1, elif 2, elif 3, elif 4. Sorry, elif 3 and last one is else. 5 conditions are available. Then total equal to 65 అని ఇచ్చినప్పుడు which condition will be going to execute? Any one of you. Any one of you. Which condition?
First elif, sir.
First elif. Okay. Suppose if my condition is like 44. Okay. If my total is 44, then which condition will be going to execute?
Third elif, sir.
Third elif. Suppose if my condition is like 39, if my condition is like 39, then which type of elif?
Else, sir. Else.
Okay. This is how the execution will be performed. Okay. So I would like to end today's class by with 3 important points like first else. First if అనేది ఒక keyword, if is a keyword. If the if condition is being satisfied, if లో ఉన్న condition satisfy అయితే it goes into the body of if and perform the operations. Suppose condition satisfy అవ్వకపోతే there will be no output available, even though there will be no syntax error also. That's the first point. Second point what I am going to tell is if else. If else, there are 2 keywords in this particular condition. If అనేది ఒక keyword, else అనేది ఒక keyword. Suppose if the condition of if is going to be satisfied, then it enters into the body of if and it does not enter into the body of else. If condition true అయితే body of if execute అవుతుంది కానీ else condition check చేసుకోదు. Suppose if the condition of if is false, if condition false అయితే else body లోకి వెళ్ళి else ని perform చేసుకుంటది. అది second point. The third one is if elif else statement. This particular statement consists of 3 keywords: if, elif elif, and the third one is else. Okay, ఒక if కి ఒక else కి మధ్యలో there can be n number of elif statements. There can be n number of elif statements. Okay, suppose if is going to be executed, if condition satisfy అయితే body of if execute అయిపోయి remaining program మొత్తం execution లోకి వెళ్ళదు, automatically it throws the output for us. Okay, suppose if the if condition is not being satisfied, it enters into the elif condition, and if the elif condition is satisfied, it runs to the body of the elif. Suppose if condition is not satisfied and elif condition is also not satisfied, then finally the else condition will be satisfied. Remember, at the time of performing else, we no need to give any sort of condition. If the user is going to give any sort of condition in else statement, then it automatically raises an syntax error. Then the interpreter raises an syntax error. Okay. Hope all of you have got a brief idea regarding if else, and if else. In tomorrow's class, we shall look into nested if else statements. That means nested statements. Okay. Are anyone having doubts in regarding today's class? Are anyone having doubts regarding today's class? Regarding either regarding flowchart or any syntax? Okay, hope all of you have understood clearly. Any doubts? Thank you all of you. Vijayalakshmi madam, thank you.